In this particular case, in Part A, we're asked to calculate the payback period, which we did in problem 12-11. And as you can see, it's the same kind of process for Part A. You take the initial cash outflow, you then take and subtract the cash inflows until you get a total of $15,000. Now, in this particular case, in Project M, you are, after 2 years, still $1,500 short of the $15,000 initial investment. So you simply take the 1,500 and divide it by the 4,050. So you took the 15,000 minus the 8,100, then take that number, 6,900, minus the 5,400 to get a shortfall of 1,500 entering year 3, or after 2 complete years. In year 3, you get 4,050, so you divide the shortfall at the beginning of the year by the amount of money you're getting during the year. As I mentioned in 12-11, you consider the cash flows to be even throughout the year, so you wind up with 2.37 years. You do the same kind of process for N, and they're almost identical, 2.37 and 2.39. You have to remember you're doing cash flow projections, and you're hoping that you're correct. Now, you can do this, and we'll use Excel for this, but I'm also going to show you at the bottom how to do your use your calculator. You take the cash flows for year 1, bring it back to today at 7% for Part B. For year 2, you take the $5,400, bring it back 2 years to today, or the beginning of the project, 47.17 in today's dollars. You then take year 3 cash flow and bring it back to today, and in today's dollars is worth 33.06. So the formula for net present value is present value of inflows minus present value of outflows. So the present value of inflows is 15,593. The present value of the outflows is the 15,000, and you wind up with a positive number of $593. This is not a profit. This is not net income. This is $593 above a 7% rate of return. So it's not a profit. It's not a net income. It's above your target. Your target is the rate of return of 7%. So it's almost like extra or bonus money. It's equivalent to you set a target of a grade point average for yourself of having a grade point average of 3, and you wind up with 3.1. The net present value of your grade point average is 0.1. You would be happy with that because it's 0.1 above your target. You can see the cash flow projections for N, and it has $3,661. So it is more lucrative. You'd rather have 7% plus 36.61 rather than 7% plus 593 on 2 projects that are the same size. Now, net present value is very commonly used in business, and because it incorporates the time value of money, which is the discount rate, and it considers all the cash flows, whereas payback period stops once you got your money back. Now, at the bottom of the screen here, as I scroll down, I've added this. This is not in the solution manual. I added this. So I went through a step-by-step calculation for Project M. Now, if you're doing this online, you are welcome to use Excel, or if you're doing it in a regular classroom, you can use your calculator. So I've entered exactly the way you would enter on your calculator using the CF button, which stands for cash flow button. I strongly recommend you always clear your work. So you may not have any numbers in there if you've never used it before, but if you do use it on a regular basis, it's always good to start with, like, in essence, a blank piece of paper and not have numbers left in from before. So you can see, you go, the first display is CF0. equals 15,000. Then you go plus minus. Then it's very important you hit the enter button. You go down arrow once, you get a display of C01, which is cash flow for year one. That's 8,100, enter. Now you go down twice this time, and you get to C02, 5,400, enter. You go down until you get to C03, which should be 2 down arrows, 4,050, enter. You don't need to quit. You can simply hit the NPV button. Once you enter the NPV button, you will see a display that says I equals. That's the discount rate. You do not need to put it in decimal form. You go 7, enter. You go down arrow once, you see NPV equals, you hit the compute button, and you wind up with $593 basically. I included all of the decimals just so that you are confident that you've done it properly. You'll get exactly the same number. My calculator said on this number of decimals, but if you have 2, you'd wind up with 592.67. So that's certainly close enough. So that's exactly how you do it on the BA2 Plus. So I thought I would add that to try and make it more clear if you're more comfortable using your calculator. But if you're doing this online, you can definitely use Excel, which there will be an Excel assignment coming up. And it works very similar, by the way, to what we just did on the BA2 Plus.